Sounds like there's a mouse or something trapped in the spring. Yes guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So today, as you've seen from the title and probably the thumbnail, we're going to be fitting some new parts to the VXR. But firstly, I do want to mention massive thanks to AEmotorsport. There'll be a link in the description, and they've actually given me a discount code for today's video. And this is what they've sent us: some Whiteline lower control arms for the front of the car. So guys, if you could do me a massive favour, head over to their socials. Like I say, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Go over, drop them a follow, have a look at their wide range of vehicle selection and parts that they have. The discount code that they've given me is not just for these lower control arms. The discount code actually applies to the whole Whiteline range for any vehicle. So head over, use the code, save yourself some money, thank me later. Before we get on to fitting those, I want to do these first. I've got the rear of the car in here. Here we have two brand new shocks from ProSport. Now, I contacted them directly and I said, what's the price on two new ones? 80 quid delivered. I didn't think that was too bad at all. So we're going to whip these ones off, put the new ones on, and hopefully that's going to solve my issue, which is basically when I've got extra weight in the car, so whether I've been shopping or it's not just me in the car sort of thing, if I've got passengers and that, when you're going over bumps, there's like an awful squeak in it. Sounds bad, this does. It sounds like there's a mouse or something trapped in the spring or something. Every time I'm going over it, it's going so that's not good. So we're going to get the car up in the air, change these over, and then I'll show you what else we've got, because there's not just those lower control arms that I want to talk to you about. Right, so with the wheel off, you can see what we're getting at. All it is two bolts. We've got one on the top and one on the bottom down there. They're in obviously inverted Torx, and it's an E20. I don't know if you'll see that or not. There you go, E20. Whip those two bolts out and then we'll see the difference between that one and the new one. Right guys, I just thought I'd show you something that I've done. Obviously supported it to try and take a bit of the weight off, but trying to get the bolt out initially, with this smaller ratchet, it was being a bit difficult to get out. So I used to have an older jack, and it'd have one of these kind of handles that you'd sort of use to jack it up, and then you'd put the end of that over the nipple, twist it, and then that would lower the jack down. Well, because I've got this new one, I've cut the end of that off, and then that fits nicely over the bottom there, which then obviously gives you a lot more leverage to try and get the bolts off. So there we have them, obviously side by side. Not much difference in length as you'd expect, but this one, when you sort of push down, I don't know if you'd be able to hear it, but when you push down you get like a squeak, and it was ever so annoying. No, I can't get it to replicate the noise, but yeah, it'd be very annoying. So new one's going back on, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Right, there we have guys, the second one is on, so that's the driver's side and passenger side, all done. So a sweaty me is now going to turn the car around, so we've got the front end in, and then we can get on to fitting the Whiteline lower arms. We've got both front wheels off the ground, and it's time to try and tackle these lower control arms that are on the car. So yeah, I'm going to get some penetrative fluid to start working its magic into the bolts that are already there. Behind the hub you've got obviously the pinch bolt and the nut that goes on the back of the bolt. I went to Vaxhall this morning to pick up two new ones, the bolts and nuts. I hadn't got the bolts in, they'd only got the nuts, so I've ordered two of the bolts, because I haven't looked at the ones that are on the car just yet, but I was recommended to replace them by Yoda Racing. When he did his, he had to replace his, so thanks for that mate, nice one. And guys, if you haven't seen his channel already, which I'm pretty sure you would have done, go check him out. But guys, I just thought I'd show you where we're up to. So if it'll focus, there we go, that nut and bolt are cracked off and are loose, same with the ones on that side, and then just here you can see the screwdriver wedged into the slot behind where the pinch bolt is, and that's allowing me to hit that and get that out. So now with this one all loosey loose, get those nuts and bolts off, same as those two down there, and then we should be able to pull this control arm out. Right, there we have obviously before and after. So looking at it as well, when I took that off, that boot is split, so that wouldn't have been helping at all. And I think it was that rear one, you could actually see the movement. I had a screwdriver and you could see the movement, so it's all good. So we've got the polybush one going back in now, and then we'll start on the passenger side. Right then guys, that one is in, and obviously the white stuff is just the grease that you can see there. That one's in, and so is the pinch bolt, so we'll swap onto the other side now, get that side done. Job's a good one. Right guys, that is it. It's all done. It's back on. Now, for me, that was quite an easy job. I know Craig didn't have a very good time with his. Cheers mate, yeah. He used proper ones. Yeah, I did, to be fair. The Whiteline ones from AEmotorsport have been perfect. Literally the second one I changed was probably 10 minutes tops. That was bolts undone and bolts back up, so that was good. I mentioned on my Instagram a couple of days ago that I've got a discount code. So I can't remember if I mentioned it at the start of the video, but the discount code will be on the screen and in the description box below as well. And earlier in the video, I remember I did say that there was something else that I'd got that I was going to show you. So here it is. This is what we're going with. It is a plastic weld gun, in case you couldn't read or didn't know. And basically what you do in the end, you put these little, they're kind of like staples with different shapes and sizes to do different things. Goes in the end of there, heats them up, and welds two pieces of plastic together. So that will help me with this, because there's a big crack across there. I bought some silver paint, the correct paint, from Vaxhall in a spray can. They told me to use, it says you have to use plastic grey primer, so I've got the plastic grey primer. And there's just a couple of little bits around the car, sort of, when I got it, there was that. There's one in the middle, and then like I say, this big crack around here. So one of the next videos I do on the car will be bumper off, sorting those. There's obviously going to have to be a little bit of filler on the front side where the crack is, so I'll do all that, spray it up, and it's just to make it look a little bit more pretty until it's wrapped basically. I am going to also order some wrap just to see how I get on with it, because realistically I still don't know if I'm going to be any good at it, if I'm going to enjoy it, if I'm going to like it, and all the rest of it. So that will be hopefully coming very soon. I think that's it guys. The wishbones are down. Wishbones are down. The wishbones are on, the car is down, the rear's done. So the only thing I've got left to do now is take it for a drive. Thank you very much for watching guys. Don't forget to check out Craig's channel. Check out AEmotorsport with the discount code across the entire Whiteline range. And I will see you next time.